There we go. All right, welcome everyone. Week 5. I won't say it, but I won't. I say it every week, so I won't say it again. It's good to see you guys. I'm enjoying the fall weather and the nice temperatures, and I'm thankful that we're getting more than just like a week or two of fall, which is always my hope every year. You know, I wish we had like equal seasons in Utah, but it seems like 5 months of summer, maybe 5.5 summer, 5.5 of winter, and then a couple of weeks of fall and spring. Anyway, Carol is leading us today. She's got some nice slides put together for us, and a little bit more meat this week. So jump in and ask questions if you have them. But let's get started. Thanks, Carol.
Yep.
And we appreciate her being tough. She's been home not feeling well. So
Yes. Okay. I hope I'm sharing the right thing. No, now it's asking me to open my preferences. Oh man.
do you want me to share the slides?
Yes, would you please? Because I don't know why it's asking me to do all that stuff.
Let's see, and there's no video. Is there a video in there?
No, there's no video.
Okay. Let's see. Let me do this presenter view.
Yeah, thank you, Clint. Sorry about that.
Oh, not a problem.
All right, so welcome to week 5, and I'm going to apologize in advance for my terrible scratchy voice, but I've been sick with the flu all week, so you get to hear my terrible scratchy voice this week. We just wanted to start out with asking you if you have any questions or concerns or anything has happened. If anybody has anything up to this week that you have questions on, please let us know. No, wait just a minute. See if anybody has anything.
Brandon, you watched the chat? Okay.
Okay, I'm not hearing anybody. All right.
I'm impressed with the discussions and everything and the work that's being done that I've seen so far. So
yeah, it's been great. Really awesome. All right. So on the next slide, it has a quote here that is what this class is all about, is how to be a great teacher by design. And so that's why the book that we're reading with this class is we want every student deserves a great teacher, not by chance, but by design. And if you look at the next slide, it kind of gives you that idea, right, from Alice in Wonderland. If you don't really care where you're going, then it doesn't matter which way you go, you'll get somewhere at some point. But that's not really what we want to have happen for our students. We really do want to have a goal and aim toward that with specific results and a design that we can reach that as we go. So our excuse me, our reading this week is Understanding by Design, Chapter 3, and it's the chapter on gaining clarity on our goals. So as you read that, just know this week it's all about those goals and getting those desired results that we want. The supplemental material is from Enhancing the Art and Science of Teaching with Technology from Chapter 4. Some of the highlights from the reading for this week from that Chapter 3, it really is the big ideas that connect the dots for your learners. So if you establish those learning priorities, then that's what can help your students connect those dots. As a teacher friend of ours observed, they serve as the conceptual Velcro. They help the facts and the skills stick together and stick in our minds. And the challenges then are to identify a few big ideas and carefully design around those ideas, resisting that temptation to teach everything of possible value for each topic. So we really don't want to go a mile wide. We'd rather go deep in the concepts. So after you've chosen what to teach and what not to, then we have to help our learners to see the priorities within what we ask them to learn, and our design should clearly signal those priorities so that all the learners will be able to answer these questions. What's the most important? How do these pieces connect? What should I pay most attention to? What are those bottom line priorities that I need to get? So those are the highlights for your reading this week. Okay, I wanted to next have you share how you might use technology to help your students interact with new knowledge as you teach them new knowledge. So there is a Padlet. If I can.
Link is in the chat.
Thank you. Did you put that in the chat for me? Thank you. That's awesome. So yes, if you guys will go to that Padlet.
And I can open it up here.
Just add to it. When you're teaching new information, are there specific tools that help you as you go through new information? So hopefully you can all double click to add on to that Padlet.
I see little faces joining in, so it looks like they're.
Yay.
You can also hit the plus down there on the bottom right.
Yes, you should be able to. Hopefully I set it up right.
That's it.
Oh, yay. Yes. So Nearpod, I love that it has that collaboration board. That's super helpful. There's lots of really awesome things in Nearpod that are really helpful.
Looks like they're stacking up on top.
They're stacking on top of each other. Oh, shoot. That's not what we wanted. I wanted to be able to see everybody.
Yeah, I can't move it. So.
Oh. Well, bummer. Okay, well, Nearpod, we got that. Canvas discussions, that's good. One of the things that we've been working on with Canvas discussions is trying to help people to really make it a discussion, right? An online discussion is difficult, and you always have the, please respond to 2 people. So we've been trying out a few different directions that we give people when we're online that are different than just respond to 2 other people, just to see if we can't really figure out a good sweet spot that actually makes it a discussion instead of just, okay, check mark, I did it. Compliance, right? And completion. So thank you for those who have added in. Yes, Adobe Express. I love Adobe Express. Canva is another one similar. Kahoot and Gimkit. Yeah, and I think people think Kahoot is, because it's kind of a competitive game, right? But you really can make it, even though it's a competitive game, you can really make Kahoot work for you in introducing a new topic. So I'm glad people are adding those things. Okay, we'll keep adding. We'll keep it open and live. I think it's open and live for the next at least 14 days. So even the people that are watching the recording should be able to add to this, and then all of you can go back to this and see what other people have put. Hopefully they won't still be stacking on top of each other. I'm sorry that happened. I don't know why that was happening.
Maybe that's where they go if you hit the plus.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could be. So if you're able to move yours so it's not on top of somebody else's, go for it. All right, we'll go back to the slides. So for the discussion this week, we're going to actually talk about establishing those specific goals. And the question has to do with the standards that you teach from. So why is it important to establish specific goals rather than just referencing a standard when you're designing your curriculum? And so I think that's a really great thing to think about because a lot of times the standards aren't written in student-friendly language. So we have to rewrite them anyway to help our students understand what it is that we want them to accomplish. But there's also many standards are written to be very broad and overarching. And so sometimes we have to really pull out, okay, what are the specific things that we need to do in order to get to that main broad standard? And so we have to rewrite them more like a learning progression. What are the things that we need to do first before we can get to that? There are some links here, and I think they're the same links that are in the discussion itself in the course that you can refer to that can help you in answering this discussion this week. Okay, our next slide is our activities, our assignments for this week, and there's two parts. There's a part A and a part B. On the first part, there's kind of a template or a graphic that you can look at that helps you kind of clarify your content and your priorities. And then part B is the actual template itself. You're going to fill in the established goals, what understandings are desired, what essential questions will be considered, what key knowledge and skills will students acquire as a result of this unit. So the meat of this assignment, if you go to the next slide, is really that piece that you put on the template. So what specifically are your goals? Have you really thought through those? What are those understandings? What are the essential questions? And what are the key knowledge and skills that your students need to acquire? So that's part B, that's kind of the meat. So part A gets you set up to do a good job on part B. So part A is this graphic, right? So you can see there's some that are worth being familiar with, or the ones that are important to know and do, and then the big idea and core tasks. So kind of work yourself through that in order to help you better answer part B, which is the actual template. So hopefully we've now described that a few times so that you can see part A and part B on your assignment. So are there any questions on the reading, the discussion, or the part A, part B on the assignment for this week?
And you don't have to build it in that circle diagram. If you want to list it, it's fine. But if you want to challenge yourself and try to do something visual, that'd be fun.
Yeah, there is a template that's just a place to list, but like Clint said, if you want to make it visual, go for it. Okay, if there's
questions in the chat. So.
Any questions? Okay. And I think that's it for this week, is just make sure you do both parts of the assignment, the discussion and the reading. That's what we're doing this week.
Are you faster than Brandon?
I don't think so, but maybe.
I didn't think you get through it all that fast.
There's a question in the chat though, so we're going to give you some more time here.
Okay.
Is there a template already filled out like a student sample? Or is it an empty template?
I think it's an empty template that's in there for the assignment.
Because it's more teacher directed than student, because you're trying to identify the ideas in that standard, all like brainstorm all the ideas and then kind of arrange them in those different areas, it's nice to know, need to know, or it's essential. So it's going to be different for whatever,
chosen
grade level, topic, subject, whatever you're doing.
Right. So last week you did your cover page and you chose what your topic was. If you need to change what that is, that's totally fine. But that's what you did last week, was you chose your topic and you maybe listed your vocabulary words and things like that on that cover page. So now you're just going to go from there and look at your standards that fit that and just kind of go through, okay, what are those things that are nice to know, need to know, or very core, we have to get to this. So that's basically what that is. And then it's just going to that next page on the template to fill out, okay, what did you decide were your desired results and those key things. So there's those 4 parts on that. If you want an example, I don't know if we have week 12 assignment opened. or not, but I know there's a couple of sample, the whole unit plan is filled out. There's a couple of sample ones of those. So if you need to see those, if we don't have that open, that's okay. You can email email your instructor and we can get the sample to you. We can send you the link.
Is that in the week? Did we make like pages in the week 1 module? I'm trying
I
to remember.
want to say that we did, but I don't remember for sure. So I don't want to say that we did if we didn't.
Yeah. So let me know if you can't find some samples, and we'll make sure to make those available to you.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, there's another question for this week. They didn't do page number 2 of the unit plan template.
Yeah. Basically, they're doing page 2.
Okay, I should clarify that.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard because there's the one template that has it in boxes. That's a graphic, and if you're using that one, it is page 2. But if you use either the Google Doc or the alternate Word version, it doesn't always stay on page 2, if that makes sense. So anyway, it's just the second part of the template. So yeah. And then yes, for the whole lesson unit, is there a student example of the whole unit plan? So yeah, in the week 12 stuff, there is, and let me check really quick on week 1 because I think maybe we did.
I'm looking. Yeah. Let's see.
I'm gonna see if we did.
Maybe not.
Yeah, we may not have put that in there. So let me pull those up really quick from week 12 and just add them to the chat. And then I'll add them onto the slides for the people that are watching the recording. You can at least see the example ones that we have for that. There somewhere. And now I'm not finding them. So now maybe I won't add them to the chat.
Yeah.
They are somewhere. I know where they are.
Somewhere.
I can't find them.
Like what Clint mentioned last week with the unit plan, if it says 3 weeks, we have A/B schedule, or you just modify it so it works with whatever your teaching situation is. So don't worry about having to do it for 5 days, for 3 weeks, 15 days, if that's not what your schedule is.
Okay, I'll find those samples and I'll get them sent out.
Thanks, Carol.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't find them.
I think they're on week 4, maybe. Let me see what this is. Yes, week 4. If you guys all go back to week 4, there's a couple of examples on week 4.
On the overview, on the
Yes, it's under the guidelines. There's an example 1 of a final project and an example 2 of a final project.
Oh, yeah.
Put those in the chat, maybe. Oh, they didn't bring the links over, so never mind.
Well, that'll only be the link for your course. So
Yeah,
go back to week 4 activity unit cover page, and under guidelines, there's some examples linked there in your course.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, well, reach out to your instructors. Let us know if there's anything. Don't suffer in silence, like we say. Please reach out, because we don't want you to be all, worried and wondering. You don't have to wait. Just go ahead and reach out to us, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Hope everybody has a great week and everybody stay healthy because it's no fun being sick.
It is not. I'll second that. Thanks, Carol.